Hi, my name is Jackie Haynes and I'm a realtor here in Northern New Jersey with my husband and business partner Eric Funk. We are the Heart to Home team with Remax Select. So just occasionally I have people that worry whether or not they want to steer clear of certain homes. And for every person, those issues might be a little bit different. Some people have concerns about well water. Some people have concerns about septic. Others oil tanks, occasionally propane tanks, and sometimes we hear about artificial stucco, also known as EIFS. So let's talk about those concerns just a little bit, okay? So I personally, when I bought my home, I have well and septic. And Eric will tell you, Eric's my husband, he'll tell you any day that given half a chance, he would have said, Jackie, let's go for mains water and main sewer. Well, that's all very well and good, only yours truly fell in love with the house that happened to have got well and septic. And I'm not worried about it, and I'll tell you for why. Your biggest thing with well water is that if you lose your power, you are going to lose the pump that pushes your water up from the well. I have a generator. Before I had my natural gas generator, I had a gasoline run generator. So for those odd occasions, if I lost power, I had a way of pulling my water up from the well. Now, understandably, some people might have some concerns about that, but I will point out to you that we don't lose power that often. I know sometimes it feels like we do, but put it into perspective and you'll figure out that it's really not that often. This is not even an annual event. Let's talk about septic. Septics can be very expensive to replace. That's why if you find a home which has septic, we're going to do a very thorough septic inspection before you buy the home, and we're going to make sure that everything is in good working order. And if it isn't, we're going to go back to the seller and it's going to become an inspection issue. If the septic needs to be replaced, then clearly that's something that's got to be addressed before you close on the house. And if the seller won't replace the septic, that's probably going to be a deal killer. But we're going to make sure that you're protected before you're committed to that house. Oil. Oil nowadays is actually very clean. You really don't get that smell in the basement like you may be used to with older systems. And yes, it's true that a house that you buy might have got an older system in it. Your bigger concern here is to make sure that there isn't an underground oil tank. Because if you have an underground oil tank and there's been any sort of leakage, clearly that's going to be an environmental problem. So again, we're going to do a tank scan when we do inspections to make sure there's no underground tank. And if there is one, we're going to ask the seller to pull it ahead of closing. So propane gas, the only thing I will tell you with propane gas is it might be expensive. So you've got to check that a little bit. And that's something we can look into if that's a house that you're interested in. Last but not least, let's talk about stucco, and not just the hard coat stucco. There's actually a product called EIFS, which is artificial stucco. And the reason why some people are worried about EIFS is because with stucco, you've got to be a little bit careful. This is all maintenance, guys. You've got to be a little bit careful that there's no way for water to penetrate behind that stucco. If it does, then the wood that's underneath the stucco has been known to rot. So this is a maintenance concern. Again, you have a siding inspection before you close on the house, but should you buy the house, and if you love the house, I would still buy it, you know that every couple of years, you're checking it out, you're having it inspected, you're doing your due diligence and you're doing your maintenance on your house because this is your biggest investment and you want to make sure it stays that way.